Good evening, everyone, or good late afternoon, or good Erev Shabbos Kodesh. We are holding right now March 25th, Friday afternoon, and we have a very exciting development that has just developed very recently, and it's very amazing because we spoke about before on a podcast earlier that March 26th, which would be tomorrow, is a Mesugel Dikaday, and that would mean in English it's a day which I can't think of the word right now, but it's a day that this happens a lot on this date. You could expect something like this. On March 26th in particular, there tends to be snow. A lot of times in Chicago, there tends to be snow. So if there's any type of a chance of snow in the forecast, I would usually go ahead and mention it if it's happening March 26th. I mean, it sounds a little strange, but that's just the reality. But March 25th also is a Mesugel Dikaday, one of the largest blizzards in the Chicago area. Took place March 25th into March 26th, and I believe it happened twice. That's what makes it so phenomenal. We don't get that so much. I think around Groundhog's Day, that's another time period where we also had two huge snowstorms right around February 1st. But March 25th into the 26th as well. And tonight, there is the possibility for snow. Now, what just happened recently, probably within the past half hour, the National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the Chicago area. Could you imagine this? I want to point out, I know not everyone listening is in the Chicago area or from Chicago. We currently are in the midst of a cold air mass. There's no Gulf of Mexico. There's nothing over here. This is not like the classic southeast part of a large storm system where you're getting unseasonably warm, humid air, thunderstorms with severe thunderstorms developing. We are in the midst of cold air. We have a front moving through, and there was thunder and lightning along with wind gusts to 70 miles per hour with small, soft hail called graupel. Small, soft hail is falling with the storm, not damaging hail. The main thing is the damaging wind gust. This is not for all of Chicago. This is just for southeast Cook County and Will County. That's where the National Weather Service issued their severe thunderstorm warning for. Now, as we go through the evening, there is a possibility that snow squalls may develop. They may not develop. It could just be rain showers. In fact, the European computer model that I saw showed only rain until you get much later into the night where it showed some wet snow. But most of it seemed to be north and west of the Chicago area. So it doesn't sound too promising, but at the same time, there is the possibility for a very intense snow shower, reducing visibility to whiteout conditions. Whiteout conditions. This is the excitement behind this. Weather enthusiasts right now, this is almost ideal because this was not... The general idea was in the forecast, but these things tend to pop up. These are pop-up thunderstorms that are occurring in an air mass where we don't usually get pop-up thunderstorms, but that's what's happening over here. So we have convective activity. Even if there's no official thunderstorm, there's very high convection, which is expected to develop or already developing. The updraft is going to be extreme, and especially with the snow showers. So despite the fact that the road temperatures are well above 32, the snow may fall down heavy enough that there might be snowfall accumulation. This is especially true if it happens after Shkia, after sunset. Some of the snow may continue. We mentioned before that the chance of snow would be around 4 a.m., but chances of snow will continue through the night. Most of it will be light, probably just flurries, and then we go into tomorrow. I don't think there's any real organized storm system with anything. No real widespread system is expected to develop. This is really just, it's something associated with a front, and for weather enthusiasts, especially those that are having a hard time departing with a winter where we failed to produce a real blizzard here in the Chicago area. As usual, Chicago doesn't really get blizzards, so it's difficult to say goodbye. Nonetheless, that's what's going to be happening. We have Arctic air that's going to be moving in, meaning we're not really going to be saying goodbye yet. Especially those on the East Coast. AccuWeather has once again reiterated the fact that for the Northeast, a polar vortex will indeed bring several Arctic intrusions, bringing well below normal temperatures through the first week of April. Some of this will be affecting at least the upper Midwest as well, possibly even the Great Lakes. This weekend, we have the Arctic intrusion affecting the Great Lakes. High temperatures in the 30s for both Shabbos and Sunday. Temperatures will moderate up again. Now, at the same time that we have this, we have the seesaw taking place. That seesaw jet stream. We have the dip in the jet stream over here. That's the trough. The ridge in the jet stream, it goes way up, is on the west coast. They have a heat wave over there. Record heat is developing out in the desert southwest. Temperatures well into the mid and upper 90s, especially tomorrow. Peak heating in Phoenix, Arizona occurring tomorrow. Highs going into the upper 90s, possibly hotter. Not only that, but records will also be broken in some areas. That means the records for the date will be broken. It's not the hottest temperatures that have ever occurred in this month, but it will be the hottest temperature that's ever occurred on these dates for some locations. That record warmth then moves, especially around the Colorado River Valley. That record warmth tomorrow, it's going to be around the Colorado River Valley, and then it continues into Colorado, Wyoming as well. Record warmth, temperatures in the low 80s. About Nebraska as well, record warmth, temperatures in the 80s. It will have to wait until Monday before that occurs in Nebraska. Even extreme the southern portions of South Dakota, the extreme southern portions of South Dakota also may see temperatures in the low 80s Monday. That air continues moving east, mixes in with some moisture. Temperatures warm way up into the 70s, not the 80s. Could be a few isolated 80s. On Tuesday, that's over the Kentucky area and those areas which are parallel with Kentucky in longitude, but will not make it into the Chicago area as far as I know. And then on Wednesday, it heads off to the East Coast. The Baltimore area probably has the highest chance of seeing 70s, probably on Thursday. And when you're dealing with a place like Baltimore, if you do get downslope winds off of that mountain range just to the west, you could see high temperatures in the low 80s. Generally, though, the air is not expected to make it too far north. We just mentioned, actually, that the polar vortex is really going to keep things cold over much of the East Coast. So if it does make it into the mid-Atlantic area, that's a possibility, but it's also possible it really won't make it, or borderline will make it. You know, with warm fronts, it's not as well defined as cold fronts, so there could be some warm air that does make it into the mid-Atlantic area. One thing, though, is that when the air does move onto the East Coast Wednesday, temperatures go back into the 80s, and it also is record warmth for the Carolinas as well. That's also record warmth. Even New Orleans, Louisiana, 80s is record warmth for them, too. And that's going to be happening there, warm and humid, highs low to mid-80s. We'll have highs in the mid and upper 90s for Rio Grande Village, Texas. Falcon Lake, Texas. A lot of times that city is the hottest temperature in the country. A lot of times it's Rio Grande Village. And, of course, a lot of times it's Death Valley, California. We're probably going to see a mixture of all three of those cities over the next several days, reporting the hottest temperatures in the country. Probably anywhere between 95 and 105 will be the hottest temperatures over the next few days. And then that heat out in the southwest breaks down as a low-pressure system comes in off the Pacific Ocean. And affects the area there. But it won't be cooling off too much. The low-pressure system is coming directly from the west, not coming from the north. So it won't be cooling off too much for that area. And right now, the Antarctica discussion, we're going to skip it for now. I wish everyone a good Shabbos. Realize it will be unseasonably cold. For Shabbos, wind advisories are in effect as well. Very windy tonight, windy tomorrow, and continued very cold on Sunday. Unseasonably cold weather on Sunday. Low temperatures, mid-20s. It's the wind that's going to prevent those temperatures from dropping into the teens. There will be locations in the upper Midwest. That bitterly cold air, the core of the cold air, does not make it into the Chicago area or northern Indiana. Northern Indiana, by the way, for tonight, probably a few inches of snow for them. They're getting lake enhancement for them. You don't hear that much. You hear lake effect snow showers. That's because this is not an organized snow system. The organized snow systems produce northeast winds. This is snow which is occurring along a front, so the winds are from the northwest. Chicago is not getting the lake enhancement. South Bend is getting the lake enhancement, and I would imagine there might even be lake effect snow there as well. 1 to 3 inches is reasonable to say the least. That will be occurring much later overnight, and there's again questions as to how much will be accumulating on the road, because the road temperatures are pretty warm everywhere, but it will be night. With that, I wish everyone a good Shabbos and stay warm, but realize we have dealt with much colder temperatures earlier in the winter. So, just realize that it's back to winter for this weekend. Kol Tov. Take care. Have a good Shabbos.